All right, good Wednesday evening. We've got some much needed rain out there for this evening. It's drifting to the east because this is associated with that tropical wave that we've been talking about for the past couple of days, moving in from the Gulf. It's been around the Pine Belt since yesterday. It's going to drift eastward through Alabama, Georgia, and the Carolinas. So as it pulls away from us, the best concentration of rain is going to follow that to the east, but we're still going to see rain on a daily basis each afternoon in the heating of the day. It's just that the coverage is going to start to go down after tomorrow. Tomorrow we're still up to about a 60% chance of rain. So here's a look at Live IMAX 12, and yeah, we got good rain out there. Now, again, it's drifting eastward. I do think a lot of this is likely going to dissipate over the next hour or two. So by tomorrow morning, we'll start with quiet conditions, but partly to mostly cloudy skies because of the rain that we're seeing for this evening. So it's going to be a warm, muggy, mostly cloudy night, especially down around the Pine Belt. The clouds and the fact that the dew point is so high is going to keep our temperatures up overnight. It's 80 now. We're only going to fall back to about, let's say, 74 first thing in the morning. Still a little bit above average for this time of the year. And your Thursday afternoon, even though there's going to be good chances of rain, we're still going to heat up. I mean, the past couple of days in Jackson, the high temperature has been 98 degrees, even with good storms around late in the day. So we're hoping that it's going to be a little bit closer to average tomorrow, but it's still going to be hot and humid enough that we need a heat advisory. Add 10 degrees to the actual temperature. That's going to put the heat index at 105 or better for much of the state, especially the farther west you live. But now the metro and all the way down to parts of the Pine Belt included in this heat advisory, which starts at 10 a.m. Thursday and goes until 7 p.m. And I really do expect heat advisories to also be issued on a daily basis through the weekend and into next week, as our temperatures are not going to change all that much. If anything, they're going to go up a little bit as we head into next week. So here's a look at what's happening. That wave is going to head east of us. Notice the front to the north goes stationary, so south of that front, that's where the oppressive humidity is going to hang out, and during the heating of the day, we're going to get those scattered showers. Now, high pressure is going to come back in. We're still going to see a chance of afternoon showers, especially because on Friday we're still going to see a south breeze on the west side of that surface high there. But as the high pressure really sets up shop over us, generally our coverage of rain is going to go down to just a stray shower, I think, by the end of this weekend. High pressure in the upper levels is also going to have a lot to say about where Erin ultimately goes. Now, Erin is now in the mid-Atlantic. It's a little bit stronger than yesterday. Top winds are at 50 miles per hour. And I want you to notice that it's moving directly westward at about 16 miles per hour. That's because we've got high pressure directly to the north of it, and winds around high pressure in the northern hemisphere flow clockwise, so that's pushing Erin directly to the west. But here's the official forecast from the National Hurricane Center. Two things that I want you to notice. First of all, Erin's going to strengthen. It's likely going to be our first hurricane in the season and has the potential for becoming a major Category 3 hurricane. The other thing I want you to notice is that it is going to take a definite turn off to the north and west as we get late into the weekend and early next week. So why is it going to be moving like that? Well, I just mentioned that it's got high pressure directly to the north of it now. Notice those winds kind of pushing Erin to the west across the Atlantic Ocean. But ultimately, once it gets north of Puerto Rico, I think it's going to split the difference between those two upper highs there. It's going to take the path of least resistance, and it's going to take that turn, we think, to the north, which would keep it out of the Gulf and likely keep it away from the east coast of the U.S. as well. Now, there's a scenario where those high pressures, they strengthen a little bit, they move certain directions, and then Erin could slip under them. But at this point, I don't think that's a likely scenario. What is probably going to happen here is that storm is going to take a turn to the north, which is great. But there is also another storm that's already really in the Gulf that we need to watch as well. So this yesterday was in the Western Caribbean, now it's over the Yucatan, but as it moves into the Bay of Campeche, which is in the Southern Gulf, it's got a 20% chance. It's a low chance of development. I think it's going to move directly westward, though, and this should be just a Mexican storm if it happens to develop and gets to tropical depression status or even gets a name. By the way, the next name on the list is Fernand. even though it's close to home, not really too worried about this. Really, all eyes are going to be on that, and especially Erin. So your forecast for tonight, after the storms dissipate, it's going to be partly to mostly cloudy in the Pine Belt. We'll see light winds overnight, mid-70s in the morning, and then tomorrow we'll see a mix of sun and clouds early, quick warm-up. I think we're going to be in the upper 80s by lunchtime. Your highs tomorrow, at least in the mid-90s. Add 10 degrees for the heat index, and that's going to put it in the mid-100s, good enough for that heat advisory, and there is a 60% chance of rain. So hopefully a lot of us are going to be cooled down tomorrow. Now, Jackson's been missed by the rain over the past couple of days, but we could be hit tomorrow, and obviously that would be welcome because officially we are only still at 2/100ths of an inch of rain for the entire month of August so far, and tomorrow is the 14th day of the month, so it's basically about 2 weeks without any significant rain here in Jackson, so we desperately need it. If we don't get it tomorrow, it's going to be hard to come by because that chance is going to start to go down 40% Friday, Saturday, and just a stray shower starting Sunday and through next week. And because the humidity stays high, that's going to keep our temperatures in the mid-70s in the morning. And once we warm into the mid to upper 90s in the afternoon, that high humidity is going to push the heat index certainly into the triple digits. And most days, I think it's going to be over 105. And when it gets to 105, we trigger those heat advisories. So I don't really see anything changing that. I think we're going to see that just about every day through the weekend and next week. It is the middle of August, after all. We kind of expect this time of the year. All right, that is your weather update for tonight. Meteorologist Megan Hanna is going to be here first thing bright and early on your Thursday morning with your next update. Have a good night.